jumping right into it, and we're starting off with the Marc Jacobs Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. We're just going to want to put this on and rub it all over the face. This is just going to make our foundation last way longer. I'm also going to go in with the Benefit It's Potent Eye Cream just to make sure that my under eyes are nice and hydrated for when we put on concealer later on. Next, I'm going to be taking the Smashbox Primer Water, and I'm just going to spritz this all over my face. I just want to make sure that my base is really moisturized and ready to go. Next, I took the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot and put that all over my eyes. Next, I'm going to be taking the KatVonD Shade and Light Palette color in Lucid and just using that to set the paint pot. This way it makes blending the eyeshadow and everything that we're going to put on top a lot easier. So time for the star of the show, the Electric Palette. This palette is so pretty and has so many really nice colors, so this one's a fun one to play with. I went on ahead and added just this extra step of putting a peachy, brownish nude color just in the transition, just so that everything blends out nicely in the end, since we are going to be going in with really bright colors. So taking Jilted, which is this really nice purpley pink color, it comes off a lot pinker, at least on my skin tone, than it looked in the pan. And I'm just going to be blending this all over the crease in windshield wiper motions just to make it really blown out and diffused. And because we're going to be using such bright colors, blending is going to be everything. So just blend, blend, blend. I'm just turning so that you guys have a better angle of what I'm doing. Repositioning. So now that I have a nice wash of color, I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush with that same Jilted color, and I'm going to put this just in the crease just to intensify that color and just really start defining that crease. Urban on that same small blending brush, and we're just going to focus this kind of on the outer third of the eye and just work that in just to deepen up the crease even more, so we get more of a purple, darker tones in there. And you're just going to want to keep blending and adding color as you see fit, so you get the color just the way that you like it. So you can kind of play with it and put more pink or more purple depending on what you like. I'm going to be using a Sigma pencil brush, and I'm going back in again with that same purple color just to intensify again that outer corner, just because I wanted it to be more purple and deeper. Now taking a clean blending brush, I'm just going to blend that all out to make sure there's no harsh lines and that everything transitions nicely from the pink to the purple. So next I'm going to be taking Savage, and this is the color that I'm going to be packing on all over the lid, just using a nice shader brush. Just any flat shader brush will do, and you're just going to want to pack that pink all over the lid. So next I'm going to be taking this Makeup Forever orange eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using this as an inner corner kind of highlight color so that it transitions from orange to pink to purple and just adds a really nice pop. because it does have a shimmer sheen to it, which I really like. And I'm just using my finger to blend the orange into the pink. Next, I'm going to be taking a light eyeshadow just to highlight my brow bone. Any white bone, skin, flesh tone color will do, just so that we highlight it. I'm taking KatVonD Trooper ink liner, and I'm just going to start making a wing. I like to start off with the tail first, and then draw it in, and then later go back in, and just fill it in. I feel like eyeliner, eyebrows, and lashes are what take me the longest. So I just take my times and just doing it in little sections at a time, just filling it in. And you'll see it'll get thicker as it goes. I went for a really thick eyeliner. So there's my eyeliner. As you can see, I went in on the bottom and added the same colors that we had on top, just on the bottom. And I'm going to be tight lining with the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. So moving on to the other eye. So starting off with Fringe, which is a really nice shimmery blue-green, and we're just going to be placing that in the crease using a fluffy brush. And you're really going to want to blend that out. This color was a lot more pigmented than the pink on the other side. Next, I'm going to be taking Gonzo and Chaos and mixing the two on a pencil brush and start running that along the crease. And just using circular motions mixed in with windshield wiper motions. Next, I'm going to be taking the color Freak, and I'm going to be packing this all along the lid. So you're just going to want to use a flat shader brush and just pack it on. I used Thrashed as the inner corner highlight for this one. It's a really nice yellow-green. And I'm just taking a blending brush just to make sure to blend everything out. And the blue ended up blending out so much that it kind of hit a little bit higher than I wanted on my brow bone. So I'm just taking a clean blending brush just to blend it all out. And then voila, my eyeliner is on. So I'm going to be taking that light color from that palette just to highlight underneath my brow bone because I felt like it needed a little bit more to pop. So I'm just placing that down there just to bring out my brow bone. Taking Benefit's Roller Lash, I'm going to just be applying some mascara before putting on some falsies just to make sure my lashes blend in nicely with the falsies. But as you can see, I really don't have eyelashes. They're super short, so you can't really see them. So falsies are a must for me. So next I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm just going to be tracing around my brows, which I did my brows off camera just because I'm super crazy about the way my eyebrows look, and I'm definitely one that believes they should be twins and not just sisters. So taking the Born This Way foundation, I'm just going to apply this all over my face, taking two full pumps. I'm going to just dot it all over and then blend it out. And I'm using the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. This foundation color is lighter than my skin, but I'm going to go in with bronzers and contour and stuff later, so it'll end up matching my skin. So don't get too freaked out if it looks lighter than my skin right now. I do go back in and fix it, and we'll make it all blend and match. And I'm just dabbing it into my skin, just pushing the product in, making sure not really to swipe because we don't want to just move it around. And don't forget your neck. Just blend it all in. So I'm going to be taking the middle shade from the KatVonD palette just to set my under eyes. This way there's no creasing going on down there. So taking that same palette again, I'm going to be using the middle of the bronzer contour shades and a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and take it down the sides of my cheeks and just really blending it in there so that we can make that foundation and my face match my neck. And bring back warmth and color to the face. I'm also going to be taking it along the temples of my forehead, temples, forehead, and then underneath my jawline, just to make sure it all just blends seamlessly together. Next, I'm going to be taking this Tarte blush in Exposure. It's a really nice, soft, pinky blush, because I didn't want anything too crazy since we have so much going on in the eyes. Next, I'm going to be taking Becca in Moonstone for my highlight, and just putting that on the apples of my cheek and bringing it up towards the brow bone. So we've got to do the tip of the nose, the cupid's bow. And I find that when I apply my highlight with my finger, it's a lot more visible and I get a lot more pigmentation than when I apply it with a brush. So that's why you see me going in there with my finger as well as my brush, especially in those hard to reach places. So I'm going to be taking Ardell lashes. I'm just going to pop those on real quick. Next, I'm going to be taking this Bobbi Brown lip pencil in a nude color. It's kind of my lips but better. And then I'm going to be taking this Anastasia liquid lipstick, and I believe it's in Hollywood. So that completes the tutorial. I hope you guys like this super crazy, colorful look. If you guys do recreate it, make sure to tag me